Lines, line 3 is the cane swinging Granny. Welcome to the Wrestling Guys.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good. How are you doing, Granny?
Short, fat, and sassy.
All right.
Hey Willie.
Hey, how are you?
Mean as ever, babe.
All right.
I've got a thought for you as far as Hacksaw.
Yeah.
Okay, he's always been the good guy. He's not going to change. What happened? Major Guns got kidnapped, right?
Oh.
So you think maybe Hacksaw is going undercover
Exactly.
to try and save
That's
Major
good.
Guns?
So that he can get her and bring her back to the MIAs.
Interesting. Little espionage spy
I like
action.
that.
Exactly. See, you guys, you don't think beyond your nose.
Well, I mean, I never think about that because actually I'm not looking at my nose when Major Guns is on the TV.
Well, you're looking down your nose, probably.
Well, that's probably true.
something else. Another thing, too, there's always been the feud between Stone Cold and Vince McMahon.
Right.
So what about when all the politics and everything is over? What's Vince and Stone Cold going to do? Shake hands and say it's over?
Who knows?
Yeah, who knows, yeah.
So are you saying you think Vince hitting?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
Granny says that's 2 votes for Vince so far.
Okay, so we got 2 votes for Vince. What else we got?
Nobody's beyond more than 2 votes. Mick Foley's got 2 votes, Vince has 2 votes, Billy Gunn has 2 votes, everybody else has 1. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Granny, we got to get to another call. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Julie's
Wow.
taking care of the Granny. Whoa. Just out of there.
She's the cane-swinging Granny, too.
Yeah,
you need to realize
she
this.
could get you with a cane.
Hope you don't come out and do any,
I
like...
hope she's not mad at me. I really didn't mean to do that.
You know,
Okay.
Granny, it's Julie's first night. Again, go easy on her.
I think Julie's doing
Julie's doing a
great.
great job. Again, Julie, props to you. You're doing good.
Big push for Julie.
Absolutely. Line 4, Nightmare Randy Kirby. How are you? Randy?
Randy?
Hey,
Hey.
Wow, I was waiting for Shawn to say something.
I said line 4, Nightmare Randy Kirby. How are you?
I did not hear that.
That's okay.
That's okay.
Go ahead.
Whatever happened to the British Bulldog? I'd heard he had some personal problems. I didn't know if he was ever going to return to the WWF or not.
Actually, last weekend is where I got the report that he just recently had a motorcycle accident.
Mm-hmm.
I have not heard the extent of the injuries, but
I think he had surgery. He had to have
did he really have surgery?
I'm not sure
I
how
didn't see
serious
that.
it was, but yeah.
But he's going to be once again out for a little while.
Okay, well, another where are they now? I don't even know why I'm asking this because I think I know where he is, but Sid Vicious? Softball?
Softball.
Softball. Yeah.
All right.
He was over in Australia promoting the WCW tour coming up there in a month or so, but I don't know if they're going to bring him back to wrestle on that or what. But yeah, it's softball season, so if you go around a diamond somewhere in the U.S., you'll find Sid swinging away for the fences.
I think there's probably 3 different possibilities to whoever may have hit Austin with the car. I
3.
think if-
Okay,
yeah, I
just
think
pick
if
one
they-
of them.
You can
then.
only pick
You can
one.
only pick one.
Well, I'm only going to pick one, but
Okay.
I mean, there's just
Okay.
3 possibilities.
All right.
Okay.
I think if they wanted to really get Taz over as a heel, and
Okay.
you know, he did start making rumblings about leaving ECW in November of last year.
Okay.
Second one, this is probably a real long shot, but Chris Adams, the guy who trained Austin for the sport.
That's a real long shot.
That's a real long
Yeah.
shot.
And here's the ultimate long shot. You know, guys are on there mentioning stuff about Iron Mike Sharp and people like that.
Yeah.
But what about the winner, Barry Horowitz? He even had his own
Man.
T-shirt. Did Iron Mike Sharp ever do that? Nope.
3 plus 3 equals
Randy,
17. I mean,
I just want to ask you, in football pools, do you always bet on the Bengals?
I've lost so
I'm just
much
wondering, because
money.
you're hitting some real
much
long
money.
shots there, partner.
So much money.
Okay, so you've given us 3. Who do you think it will be?
I think it'll end up being Taz.
Taz.
All right, Taz. Taz has got a couple votes then.
Taz had got, no, actually Taz, no. Somebody suggested Taz, but they didn't go with him for the
Oh,
vote.
okay,
So this is
that's right.
actually the first vote for Taz.
Okay.
You mind if I give a real quick shout out?
Go ahead.
Sure.
Got to give a real quick shout out to my buddy and my tag team partner in crime, the ref from Riverside.
Are you reffing this weekend out at OCW?
Yeah, I'm hoping I can actually walk away in one piece. I don't think there's been a show yet where I haven't had something happen.
As long as you don't talk too long to Dave Diamond, I think you'll walk away in one piece.
No, I have a, see, that's kind of...
Don't give him your email address either. That's the other big thing.
Because I have a bunch of jokes about I was saving for his hair, so...
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, go ahead.
Well, okay, Randy, we got to get to a break. But Randy, have a good time this Saturday night out in Fairborn. We'll talk to you later.
Talk at you later, guys.
All right, thank
Bye.
you. Nightmare Randy Kirby. And Julie, what's going on? We breaking?
Oh, we take one more quick call.
One more quick call.
Quick call.
Do you want to introduce this one? You can introduce
Can I
this
introduce
one.
it?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Okay, it is on line 5, Woodchuck.
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 Hey, guys.
How you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Good.
You're not going by... Didn't he used to be Woodchuck from Dudleyville?
No.
No, what was it?
I don't see ever did anything like that.
Oh, okay.
Really, you know you're in ECW video game.
I'm on the ECW video game?
Yeah, that's like,
As who?
Really?
yeah, it's like some capital by the name of William F.
William F.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm not making it up.
Does it look like Willie?
I haven't seen a picture, but that's how the name.
Huh.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You get royalty rights.
I'm going to get royalty rights. CC's got some competition.
Yeah.
Dia Garofalo, Man and Schultz are going to be very busy
They are
after
gonna be
this
very
show.
What happened to a Jubble?
Jobber is doing some other things here in the station, so we, of course, wish him nothing but the best, but he's doing some other things here now.
Well, now you just got a name for the new producer.
You have a name for Julie.
Oh.
Well, I could probably think of a few Metallica lyrics, for a few Metallica song titles, but
Okay.
maybe I see them.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
What?
Yeah,
First thing I can think of right now is The Unforgiven.
Unforgiven.
Unforgiven Julie.
Julie the Unforgiven.
Julie the Unforgiven.
Well, look at that fingernail polish.
Yeah,
It's
no,
better than like Julie the Impaler or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Well, Joe wanted Mistress Julie. I mean,
Yeah, that's
they
true.
want you to have this dark, sinister side, I think.
I guess.
I
I'm not
don't
gonna
know.
lie.
Are you a dark, sinister person?
No, I'm a very happy person.
Wait.
I don't understand.
We
Do-
just
do,
want-
do you have a puppy?
No.
Okay,
Oh.
see?
See
I
if you
don't
don't.
have a puppy.
Okay.
I think Julie just needs to be shrouded with mystery.
You think so?
I think so. I think that's going to be the best way.
yeah, never say what she's unforgiven for and stuff.
There you go. Hey, Woodchuck, real quick, because we got to get to a break. Who's your vote that ran over Steve Austin?
I admit it. It was me.
It was you.
Woodchuck voting for himself.
3 plus 3 equals
24.
infinity.
24.
All right, Woodchuck. Thanks a lot for the vote.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, we see you now. We have a vote for
Wait.
Hulk Hogan.
I think Joe has something to say real quick.
Joe?
Yeah, actually, I hate to break in here real fast, but there's some very, very important weather news I need to pass along.
Okay.
Basically, in Xenia, they're talking about the possibility of, it's unconfirmed, but there was like 1 or 2 tornadoes in Xenia.
Really?
Okay.
So it's very unconfirmed. They're just reporting on the news right now that it's a severe thunderstorm, a lot of damage to some businesses. I'm out of breath because I ran down the hole. But other than that, if you're in Xenia, it was more of a severe thunderstorm. It was not a tornado. It's very
Okay.
unconfirmed at this point, but wanted to pass that along to the listeners.
Absolutely.
Joe, I appreciate that. And,
If you're up there in that area,
absolutely.
they certainly take care and take shelter. And Joe will be the weatarman.
Yes.
So you're going to keep us
I'm going
abreast.
to go watch some more, and we'll let you know if anything changes.
All right,
Thank you,
please
Joe.
do. All right. Are we going to get to a break? Julie, okay, Julie, we're going to go to a break. When we come back, we're going to look at these votes that we've had for Who Hit Steve Austin and more of your phone calls. 457-1065. It's the Wrestling Guys.
On Buckeye Country 106.5.
Back here on the Wrestling Guys, Buckeye Country 106.5 FM. I'm Shawn Stidham, and we are brought to you by Dia Garofalo, Mann and Schultz. The accident attorneys put a tiger on your side, and Willie is going to call them as soon as this show is over.
Immediately following the show.
Because you have been injured.
I have been injured. My pride, my patience, and CC. Oh, CC.
You know, and we get off the air at 9 o'clock. Dia Garofalo is available 24 hours.
That's
You can
right.
drive home, and, you know, maybe 11 o'clock tonight. Give them a
Right.
call, because they'll be there.
They will be there.
Absolutely. And again, as Joe mentioned right before we went to a break, some very, very bad weather out there, especially up in the Xenia area. So you may want to take shelter, take your radio down with you. And Joe is checking out the Doppler and everything else right now. So if we get anything emergency, and we will, of course, break in and pass it along to you
Absolutely.
here. One guy who is, though, out braving the elements right now is the man who's normally here, Marty Adams. He's out on the road. Marty, how are you?
Hello.
Hey,
Hello,
Marty.
How are you?
Hey, has the tornado hit there yet?
I don't think it's hit here yet, although after you listen to the tape of the show, you may think otherwise. But
Tell you
no.
what, it's definitely looking pretty bad out, but a lot going on in the world of wrestling, that's for sure, guys. I know that you've been talking to WWF tonight, and SmackDown and Raw were fantastic this week. I know you talked about it a little earlier, Shawn, and if anybody that's called the hotline absolutely knows that the Chicago area, a hotbed for professional wrestling. They even sold the tickets behind the Jumbotron.
Really?
And from what you told me, there was really no comps for this show. Every seat was a paid seat.
Yeah, it wasn't no paper going on at all. It was a tough seat. I think I called up. I told him I was coming in. Chad Collier from the Heartland Wrestling Association ended up getting a tryout match, and he worked a dark match with Perry Saturn prior to the start of Raw. And we went in, and it was hard for me to get a seat, and that was because everything was gone. I mean, literally every seat in the house was sold, and it had been sold out for quite some time, and that fans were rabid.
We know Chicago, they've sold out that building now for, what, three years running?
Yeah, 14 times, I think this last one was.
Even WCW does well up there. ECW's done very well up there. So that entire Chicago, Detroit area is just a hotbed for wrestling.
And I can see why, because there were as many fights in the crowd as there were matches.
You weren't involved in any, of course.
Oh, no, obviously I am a spectator at heart, journalistic in value, and watching everything from a safe venue.
A very good idea, yes.
But it was a great time. We had a lot of fun. Once again, Al, ribbing everybody, saying I was the driver, so that everybody was giving me a hard time while I was there. But we had a lot of fun with it, and look forward to going back. One of the things they mentioned is maybe doing a Wrestling Guys bus trip next time there's a big show like that in one of the big cities in the area, which I thought would be a great idea.
We know, looking at ahead at November 13th, Columbus, the Raw is War. Maybe we can put something together for that.
Yeah, it'd be good. That'd be a big weekend. We're talking November 11th in Cincinnati, November 12th, obviously, right here at the Nutter Center in Dayton, and November 13th in Columbus. And I can't wait for everybody to get here. By the way, you did get one vote tonight as the person that did hit Steve Austin.
Yeah.
That came from the Bink. From the Bink? Well, the Bink knows who the man is, and it's obviously true. I mean, Al Snow wouldn't say something in the locker room that isn't true.
Absolutely.
So are you confessing to being the person that hit Steve Austin?
Oh, no, I'm not confessing anything. I don't want him coming after me. Now, if he brought the puppies along, I might be interested.
Hey, Marty, we have a new producer, Julie. You might have to watch that. She's a
I'm
tough
an animal
person.
lover.
That's right.
That comes from working the morning show with Karen Kelly, and they bring in the dog of the week, so that he can go and be adopted. That's all. I'm just thinking
wow, look, he is like plug central.
Yeah, I guess so, man.
Thank you. I'm doing a good job.
You're doing a great job.
Hey, Marty, let's shift gears here a little bit because there's a story right now brewing in WCW, and this one could be big.
Well, we're hearing that there's going to be a big change coming in the next 7 to 10 days in WCW. Nobody's really leaking what exactly a big change could be. It's all up to the speculation at this point. I really don't know, but I'm hearing a lot of rumblings coming out of the front office, not only the front office, but some of the players in WCW.
Now, we heard, of course, rumors, about 10 weeks ago that Vince Russo had 10 weeks left to prove himself in the ratings. We've also heard talk that Eric Bischoff possibly looking to purchase WCW, and other companies also maybe looking to take WCW. After all, they have lost $85 million. Is that what it is?
I've heard 80 to 85 million, but I think the bottom line is that budgetary cuts have been happening. It's well documented, everything that's going on. Everybody's looking at the bottom line. I don't know that the rumor about Vince Russo being true or not true. I'm sure there's a lot of pressure, though, and you know as well as I do and everybody else across the country knows. We said it last week. Last week's numbers were an aberration. They weren't the same. That was mainly because of a lot of other things, not the quality of the show.
One thing that could end up helping Vince Russo for the next few weeks is with the World Wrestling Federation jumping to TNN, TNN only reaches about 90% of the same audience that USA does, the same outreach. So it's possible that some of those people that can't watch the World Wrestling Federation may stick around for Nitro, and that could help him.
Well, it definitely can hurt matters. They're plugging along. This week's ratings terrible. The show itself, well, I didn't see it. I was on the road. I caught bits and pieces of it. Nothing to brag about from any stretch of the imagination. There's still some changes that have to be made, but I think what they're doing, instead of looking at what they need to do to make the show better, they're cutting the low-hanging fruit, which in most cases doesn't make any change whatsoever.
See, I think Vince knows that his time's coming, and that's why he's going to win the world title on Monday.
That could happen.
So he can go down saying that he was the world title.
So he can't leave.
He's the man that took out Ric Flair. I mean, he's put himself in some, he's put himself more over than anybody else in the company. The other thing, too, is with Vince Russo, I don't know. you hear stories how the locker room really likes him. And that could be a problem.
I heard he's a likable guy, but that doesn't mean that he's producing good television.
No, I agree.
I think you hear a split decision. Obviously, the young guys are going to like Vince Russo because they're getting a push and they're getting opportunities that probably under the old regime they may not have had.
Right.
Some of the older guys, and I'll come out and say it, maybe a Diamond Dallas Page, a guy that's ready to come back and is on the shelf currently, there's probably no love lost there. I'm sure if they had a good working relationship, he would be back to work, and if they need some star power right now.
Well, there's guys like Lex Luger, Miss Elizabeth, Canyon, and Diamond Dallas Page, you mentioned him, that have been sitting around.
La Parka.
Yeah, La Parka equals ratings. But, I mean, all those guys are sitting around waiting to find out what's going to happen. And who knows? I mean, obviously, it's not working right now.
No, and a lot of changes, but, you know, I don't know what the big news is going to be. We can all speculate. Shawn, you and I talked about it earlier. I'm sure you and Willie have talked about it. But a lot of things come to mind, and I think big changes. Is it a Vince Russo change? I don't know that that's that big a change anymore because we've had the who's going to do the storylines by selection and by committee. That's been going on now for how many months?
I know. I think they're picking short straws at this point.
Well, okay, if Vince Russo is gone, who takes over? Do you go back to Kevin Sullivan? Do you bring back in Dusty Rhodes? Or do you maybe give it to somebody like a Johnny Ace or some fresh blood?
And I'm not sure. Honestly, I don't think that's where the big news lies. I think it's something bigger than that. I think it's something that's going to really cause eyebrows to raise in the wrestling world. We're just going to have to watch and see. But you can speculate after I get off, you and Willie, on what it might be.
So you don't get in trouble by being the one that's speculating. I see how this goes.
But when it does finally break, though, of course, 285-0991.
That's it. You got to call the Wrestling Guys hotline, updated daily or more, depending on the news.
He is a plug machine.
He is.
He might help you out.
He could, yes.
Hey, speaking of plugs, you know, it's well documented, the Reds and wrestling connection. Shawn Casey, Dimitri Young, Danny Gray's all coming down and working the Pillman last year. Danny, me taking DDP and Billy Goldberg down to the Reds for batting practice. And what we've just found out, and this is some hot breaking news right here in the Miami Valley,
hot news.
The Cincinnati Reds are supporting a new baseball facility, and the facility has been here, but conceptually something that's revolutionary right here in the Miami Valley. And it's the ballpark. It's right behind the Dayton Mall on Kings Ridge Drive, and it's an unbelievable facility. They've got batting cages. They're changing the entire place around. It's going to be the only official Reds shop in the area. You can get to the one downtown in Cincinnati. This is going to be a satellite of that, fully equipped, bigger than the one there, and it's going to be a spectacular place. And I'll tell you this, a lot of people knew we were supposed to have Aaron Boone at our store here a few weeks ago prior to his knee surgery. They're having their grand opening October 7th from 10 to 5, so you can come in. Doesn't cost you anything. Look the facility over, have a great time, see what the Reds are doing in cooperation with the owners here. But Aaron Boone is going to be here, and Boone's back in town.
What date that, October 7th?
Yeah, it's October 7th. Okay. Now, Boone's going to be here, I believe, from 12 to 2. But, the real thing is this is conceptually something that is being licensed by Major League Baseball. And what they're doing is the Reds are basically lending the use of their name and logo, and they want to use this as kind of a conceptual place for player development training, educational techniques, philosophies. Hey, you never know. We may even have a wrestling camp here.
And I know we have a lot of listeners that also play baseball, so if you're looking for some advanced instruction, sounds like the place to go to.
Well, that's it. It's Reds and wrestling all over again right here behind the Dayton Mall.
Don't say wrestling.
He said wrestling.
Oh, you hate that, don't you?
I hate that. Julie hates that, too. And you don't want to mess with Julie yet.
Like I said, I talked to Danny Graves. Booney's going to be here. The Reds are excited about it. I guess the new ownership has been down to meet Shawn Casey and a lot of the guys. They know how important something like this is. If it gets off the ground and really is as successful as everybody thinks it's going to be, this is something that could set a pattern for this type of thing throughout the United States. And, I'm hopefully the wrestling guys are a part of it. And cooperatively, with the Reds, if the Reds are involved, we're going to be around, too, because they love their wrestling, Shawn, not
Thank
wrestling.
you, Marty. Thank you. And Julie gives you a thumbs up on that, too.
All right.
And she's saying we got a break, so make sure, be careful out there, okay?
Hey, you guys take it easy. Good to talk to you. I'll be back next week. And as always, you're listening to the Tag Team Champions at Talk Radio.
The Wrestling Guys on Buckeye Country 106.5. So you got to put that last tag in there. So.
Well, you know, he's only half here. That's why.
He's a third here because you're here and I'm here.
That's right.
Maybe it is a half. You're listening to the Wrestling Guys, Buckeye Country 106.5. From Buckeye Country 106.5, we are the Wrestling Guys. I'm Shawn Stidham, Willie Effin here.
With the petite and lovely Julie.
Yes, she is.
See, how's that?
Great
See?
job.
That's her name. See?
Her debut
There you
as the
go.
producer of the Wrestling Guys and absolutely kicking butt. So, Julie, welcome again. How's it been over there? You like this?
Yeah, actually, it was a little hectic when I first started out. Just I was getting used to it, but now I have the flow.
There you are.
And Julie was afraid we were going to give her like some wild nickname or something like that.
That's what I was told. I mean, people scared me about you guys. Joe did, actually, not people. Joe scared me.
Well, Joe's not.
Well, Joe can scare a lot of people.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, Wrestling Guys brought to you by Di Garofalo, Mann, and Schultz. Locations all over the Miami Valley. You've got Piqua, Middletown, downtown Dayton, Heber Heights, Springfield.
Everywhere. 24 hours a day.
7 days a
I
week.
love that.
And you're going to call them tonight?
I am. I'm going to call them as soon as we get out of here.
CC's getting ready to close, aren't they? You think their radios are still on?
I'm hoping so. I'm hoping at least somebody got in there.
And if you're there,
If you're there,
give Willie back his money.
Just give me back my money. That's
It's
all I'm asking.
$400. It's $400. And by the way, the one that waited on you, they're getting ready to get rid of all their appliances.
That,
From what I understand.
I've heard that.
So, you know.
But see, I'm just going to keep calling up because I'm going to make so many calls to their 800, line.
Yes.
That I guarantee it's going to cost them more money than my $400. But anyway.
We're
talking about wrestling, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
All
Let's
right.
do that. Let's go to line 6 and talk to Randy. Randy, welcome to the Wrestling Guys. Thanks for holding on.
Hi, guys. How you doing tonight?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. Got a question about The Undertaker.
Yeah.
Wondering if those motorcycles are his.
You know what? I doubt it. I
do
doubt.
too. I think they're just on loan.
I think they're probably on loan.
Yeah.
Another thing, the takeover that's going to go on, do you see anything going on with maybe cutting back on the language?
No.
No, I don't know.
I think that basically TNN opened up the door and said, whatever you want to do is fine.
That's cool.
And particularly MTV, I'm sure that they're not going to say, hey, you can't say that kind of stuff.
MTV has, Undressed, a little soft porn show and everything else.
Exactly.
So I think WWF can get away with pretty much anything on MTV.
Oh, that's cool.
Your vote?
My pick for who hit Austin last November.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the obvious choice and say probably The Rock.
Rock. All right. So we got another vote for The Rock. Two votes for The Rock. All right, Randy, thanks a lot for the call.
Thanks,
Let's
guys.
go to line 7 and talk to, is this Grimlock?
Grimlock.
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 Sorry,
Okay.
I thought he said Gran.
And I said, you're beautiful. Come on.
Julie, he thinks you're beautiful.
You know that's a lot coming.
Sounds like your type.
I was going to say, coming from a guy with that voice, you know that means a lot to Julie.
You're going to be turned off right now.
Hey,
jeez.
the
Yes.
person I thought that hit Austin would be Tess because he was dating Stephanie, and maybe he wanted to make Vince McMahon a little noticeable so he can get title shots.
So,
okay.
okay, so Tess. Okay.
Yeah, that could be a good choice.
It could be. We'll find out next week, but thanks for the phone call.
Okay, bye.
All right, bye-bye.
All right.
457-1065. There's no guarantee we're actually going to find out who it is this week.
No.
There's no guarantee.
Not the WWF.
It's possible.
They never extend things way beyond than that they should supposed to.
If they do not tell who it was that hit Austin on Sunday, do you realize how many complaints we're going to have on our hotline come Monday?
Yeah, that's true.
I am not looking forward to
All
that.
I know is I hope Mr. Doyle has speed dial on his phone. He's able to put those up.
Yeah, I hope so, yes. Line 8, Jeremy's on hold. Jeremy, welcome to the Wrestling Guys. Yes?
I got 2 questions about the WWF.
Okay.
First question is, I think Triple H ran over Stone Cold.
Okay.
So
there's
Triple H, another vote for Triple H. Okay. What else?
And I want to know why Sable doesn't come back to WWF.
Well, I could say it, but I'll just say, we said CC. This one begins with a B. And that's all I'll say.
Basically, what happened in a nutshell is Sable thought that she could leave the World Wrestling Federation and be as big a star as she was in the WWF, and she found out real quick that she cannot. You can only do so many issues of Playboy before people just don't care. And, Joe, we're talking about Rena Mero.
Yes.
And she's done, and basically she has, and this is true, she has called the World Wrestling Federation looking for work.
Yeah, she has.
And within the last, I'd say, 2 months, she actually did call them trying to make amends.
You can still hear the laughter through the WWF phone lines.
Yes, so basically she has an agreement going through the first of next year that she cannot work for any wrestling promotion, and my guess is as soon as that agreement is up, you will probably see her in WCW.
Okay.
Okay? We got to get some more calls.
And actually, she would be a great customer for CC.
Thanks a lot for the phone calls.
But that's a whole nother story.
Real quick, Love Man, line 9. Welcome to the Wrestling Guys.
Hey.
Love Man.
What's up, Love Man?
How you doing? I just want to say that Love Foundation has a new webpage.
Okay.
www.lovefoundation.4t.com.
What?
Lovefoundation.4t.com.
The number 4 and letter T?
.com.
.com. Okay, lovefoundation.4t.com.
I love ending the show on a plug like that.
There you go.
And a little weather update. There was a tornado over in Carlisle behind a new senior citizens home.
Okay.
And I was at work, and they let us off work early because that big storm was coming through, and so.
Well, be careful out there, okay?
Alrighty.
All right, take care. Love Man, real quick, who do you think hit Austin?
The Rock.
Rock, okay. Another vote for The Rock, so there you go. All right, Joe's in here. Joe, you got something to say?
Oh, no.
Okay, Joe's in.
All right.
Okay, we got about, 2.5 minutes to go. Real quick, let's go over this real quick. Mick Foley has 2 votes. Vince McMahon has 2 votes. Billy Gunn has 2 votes. Triple H has 2 votes. The Rock has 3 votes.
You haven't put your vote in.
You haven't put yours in either.
Okay, I'll say it again. I said it last week. Gobbledygookery.
So Willie, 3 plus 3 equals 72.
That's right.
And Willie puts in his vote for the gobbledygooker. You know, I would love for it to be The Rock. I think the storyline would be great. I'm going to say The Rock.
Yeah, you know what? I want to say The Rock, too, because I think that they'll build up that storyline all the way up to WrestleMania.
To WrestleMania. Julie says Billy Gunn. Joe, you're in here. Who do you think will be?
It's The Rock.
Joe says it's The Rock.
Only because I hate his guts.
Wow.
So, again, we want to thank our sponsors, Dia Garofalo, Mann & Schultz. We want to thank also Pulsations. Don't forget this Sunday, Unforgiven, live at Pulsations. Go out there to catch that. We want to thank Marty Adams for calling in. Also want to thank Gary Davis from the World Wrestling Federation.
Absolutely.
This Saturday, OCW in Fairborn, VCW and the IWA up in Springfield with Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Get out this weekend, see a show. Julie, her debut tonight again.
Awesome job, Julie.
Julie, thank you very much. And as always, don't forget the Wrestling Guys hotline.
At 285-0991, put some news stories on your team.
What?
Wait, is that how it goes?
And also, thewrestlingguys.com, the website now with a daily news update. They're on the website, courtesy of one BJ Bethel. We love that. BJ's doing a great job. If you haven't seen it for a while, thewrestlingguys.com. We're done. See you next week. Later.
The Wrestling Guys. Dayton, and we're back again. The Wrestling Guys. Shawn Stedham, Marty Adams, Julie in the house, and you're going to have to help us because she doesn't have a nickname yet, and we're going to have to give her one. We are the tag team champions of talk radio, and we are looking better than ever with Julie at the helm.
You know, first time in a couple of weeks, so you and I have been together.
We're back.
Here.
Willie filling in. It was okay. Willie was okay.
Willie, Willie is a good, filling.
Good
nice
guy.
Yes.
And he looks like that Brock Guffman.
You know, he and Brock Guffman, they separated at birth there.
Yeah, something happened. Umbilical cord. Reversed. I don't know what it was, but they act so much alike.
And the calls we're getting about this girl here.
I'm telling you.
It's amazing.
Well,
they want her phone number. They want her on the website.
Hey, they want to know what's going on. We're going to have to get her on the website. A rose between 2 thorns?
Something like that,
Maybe a thorn between 2 roses.
She could be.
Hey, you just never know.
Julia, okay, again, you can't shake your head to answer a question here on the radio.
This is radio, baby.
You have to actually say something.
Yes, you can. If you shake your head, then hold your head close enough so that we can hear it rattle.
Can you hear that?
Hey, we can hear that.
All right.
But we got a lot to talk about, a lot going on. Some appearances coming up in the Miami Valley. We've been on the phone with WWF. WWF tickets going on sale Saturday.
We're going to feed people.
Hey, we're going to do some nice things and a lot happening with the wrestling guys. And the Independents putting on some great shows over the weekend.
Yep.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan in the house in Springfield. OCW, great show in Fairborn last week. HWA doing the Western Hills thing down in Cincinnati.
Yep.
And let's get into the news.
Let's get right into it. Earlier today, it was announced, although we've known about it for some time, unofficially, that The Rock has signed a $5.5 million deal to star in The Scorpion King, the prequel to The Mummy 2. Now, filming will begin on The Mummy 2 after WrestleMania next year. So, and this isn't going to take much longer than the week that he took for The Mummy 2. He's the star in this one.
Well, it's going to be a lot different, but I still think that they'll be able to work around the schedules of the WWF. I don't see it where his storyline is going to be taken out of context. He just may have to miss a few shows.
The Scorpion King will pick up on the storyline from The Mummy 2, in which The Rock's formerly villainous character, former virtuous character becomes evil. It takes place long before the storyline in Mummy 2. So, Mummy 2, Rock is heel.
Yeah.
In the prequel, the third one, Rock is a babyface.
Hey,
way to look at it.
Well, yeah, you got to look at it from a wrestling mood. I mean, that's the way it happens.
A major production presence in the film will be The Rock's boss, Vince McMahon.
Ooh.
McMahon will be the executive producer, and the World Wrestling Federation will have a production credit. WWF CEO Linda McMahon says the World Wrestling Federation will be lending its full promotional support to Universal for the film.
Fathom that.
Imagine that.
Yes, I'm struck.
World Wrestling Federation also announcing today the new host for Sunday Night Heat. Not only will Taz be the new host, but they're going to have a young lady by the name of Rebecca Budig, who is a star on All My Children.
You know what? I like soap operas, but I'm the Young and Restless. I like the Young and Restless.
You like Young and Restless?
Yeah, so I mean, when All My Children, if we got some All My Children fans, call in, let us know what she looks like.
There's actually a picture. If you go to OneWrestling.com, they have a link where you can go to the All My Children website and see a picture of her.
What's she look like?
Not bad.
Well, okay.
Very nice.
Well, that's your thoughts.
Well, we'll pull it up here in the studio and you
yeah,
can look at it.
I'll critique it.
She could be our wrestling guy's girl of the day.
She could be one of our divas.
She could. Diva of the day.
That's it.
Which is on thewrestlingguys.com.
If you wear the right things, you can be a diva of the day, too. Just keep working at it, baby.
Oh, okay, I'll try.
Okay.
WCW announcing today that they will not be running the Sky Dome next March. Good decision.
I can't believe that. They could have filled that place. They could have packed it. They could have opened the dome. Somebody could have parachuted in. Evel Knievel's kid coming in a motorcycle. It could have been fantastic.
It could have been big, but they decided that the 70,000-seat building was just a little bit too big. So the March pay-per-view next year for WCW will instead be coming from Jacksonville, Florida. Not too upset, are you?
No, not at all.
Okay. You know, every time we talk about these guys in the fashion that we're about to, we always get a ton of emails and phone calls about just, berating us.
Yeah,
well, let's do it again. Insane Clown Posse, last night, booked for Nitro, or for the Thunder tapings, no-showed.
You know what? I can't believe that. They always make every appearance that they're scheduled for. They never...
Marty, don't work this one.
Okay. Everybody knows. They are about... They're terrible. I don't think they have a place there. I don't care if they're Ian Vampiro's friends or not. The guys don't sell. They can't really work. Everybody likes the ICP. I like some of their music, too. Mm-hmm. Put them on a stage. Put them with some other bands, and I'll go see them. I may even pay for a ticket.
The thing is, if they want to come in and do these little spot appearances, that's fine. But what they do is they tell WCW or they tell Paul Heyman, hey, we want to be in this for the long haul. We want to become wrestlers. And then they pull the crap like they did last night by no-showing. And
what's their definition of long haul?
2 weeks. Yeah.
3 weeks.
Earlier today, also, according to a couple of fans that called their hotline, that ICP announced they are quitting WCW because they have too many promotional commitments coming up. Now, maybe to their defense, in a way, they do have a new CD, I guess, coming out in October, but still, just another bad move there by the ICP. Bill Goldberg appearing on The Daily Show last night and announced that his book that comes out later this year is not going to make a lot of people happy.
You don't think so?
That's what he said.
Who says?
Bill Goldberg.
Well, Billy Goldberg is probably one of the... Well, this thing's beeping a lot, but anyway.
We're doing a show. Can you turn it off during the show at least?
It is off.
Why is it beeping?
It was Tony Atlas just called to tell us he's available for the date that we're going to announce tonight.
Okay, good.
But Billy Goldberg's a very outspoken person, was before professional wrestling, has been even more so. And the humbleness that he had early on in his career, let me tell you what, it is nowhere to be found anymore. Tell
Let
it
it
like
out.
it is.
Let it
That's
out,
right.
yes.
Hey,
Testify.
we're friends. We know Bill. Just being honest.
Hardcore Holly, he is expected to be back in 5 weeks, for those of you wondering about him.
What about
Gangrel.
Crash?
Crash Holly, what about
No,
him?
he's not Holly anymore. Have you noticed that?
He's just Crash.
Yeah, he's just Crash. Why isn't he a Holly anymore?
I don't know.
You
Call
think
him
because he can't drink? What do you think? No,
well, you see, he didn't have the problem with the alcohol earlier on in his WWF stint.
But I mean, no, the
So I
reason they
puked at
are,
the
they're trying to
restaurant.
disassociate him. He's having problems.
Yeah.
It's well chronicled. He has a problem with falling asleep in bars and personal
You know what he
appearances.
did? You know what he did at WWF New York?
Yes.
He puked on the merchandise.
Well, at least they charged him for it, or they may have charged more. Official puked on Crash Holly merchandise
It's on
right
eBay.
here. Yeah,
Yeah,
a
it's
good
on
place
eBay.
for it.
Gangrel's been sent down to the Memphis territory. He's going to work on a new tag team, and then they're going to be brought up into the World Wrestling Federation. Don't look for it to be anything with the Brood, however. It's going to be something different.
Yeah, I think they need to. Gangrel's still a good worker. And look, any guy that's got the guts to be married to Luna is right on the top of my
Is that
list.
guts or insanity?
Hey, whatever it is, man, he's one hell of a guy. You want my top 10 bravest men in the world? Gangrel's right in there.
Well, you know, the fangs aren't fake. Those are real. He had those put in.
I've
So
seen them.
That's,
So it's scary.
that's something very scary.
You imagine them two lip locking, throwing each other the tongue. It's pretty wild.
It's like a first blood match every night when they go to
You
bed.
got it.
WWF announcing that their expected revenues are going to be down 3% based on fiscal year April 30th, 2001. That's because of a decline in their promotions as far as marketing their toys, also marketing their affiliation with the NHRA. So, anyway.
Hey, it happens to everybody.
Vince is still a
3%.
billionaire.
Well, with 3%, though, you have to announce everything. When you're a public company, those types of things have to be put out. And I bet it'll have some type, I'm not sure if it'd be a big effect, but some type of effect on the stock prices.
Vince isn't going to need to pick up a part-time job at Wendy's, though. He's going to be doing just fine.
Well, just because you and I applied doesn't mean there's anything wrong with it.
Buff Bagwell's on the cover of this month's Max magazine. You can pick that up in GNC stores.
Yeah, I'll
if you
just
are
run
so
right over
inclined.
there.
You're a big Bagwell fan.
Yeah, it's me.
A lot of
Buff
injuries.
is not the stuff.
A lot of injuries happening last night at both the Thunder and the SmackDown tapings. Huber Guerrera suffering some kind of a groin injury. Not really sure the severity of that. Also last night, The Wall apparently took some stiff cane shots from Johnny the Bull, so he was suffering a little bit after the match as well. Also tonight at the Thunder taping, or on Thunder, I don't know how they're going to edit this one out, but Pamela Paulshock, and we'll talk more about her in the bikini contest, apparently she called Crowbar Chronic. As Crowbar was coming down to the ring, she said, "Here's Chronic."
Yeah. So she made a mistake. She's not into wrestling. She doesn't know.
She's in the bikini contest.
Well, that's where she should have been. They should have shut her up, take the mic from her, tell her to get up there and look good, and that's her place. Know her role.
Also last night at the SmackDown tapings, Taka suffering a separated shoulder during a match with Dean Malenko. He should be out for just about 4 to 6 weeks.
Takes a while.
Takes a little while.
Hey, Dean mean, man. He was mad at him.
Was he?
Yeah, that's why he did it. Told him, he says, "You better do what I want you to, or I'm separating." Oh, okay.
You're good.
What?
Nothing. You're making up stuff.
No, I'm not. Just do the news. I'll interject when I want to.
Ratings are in. Raw on TNN for the first night did a 5.4 rating with an 8.1 share.
Not bad.
No, not at all. Nitro a 2.9 rating with a 4.1 share. And the replay of Raw after what's that time? That started like, what, 11:15 or so?
Right.
That did a 1.4, which is very, very good for a replay. And USA, get used to this, the Magician show they aired opposite Raw did a 1.9.
Not bad.
Welcome to reality, USA Network.
Twice as good as ECW.
Just about, yeah.
Yeah, so
Speaking of
ECW,
ECW has a pay-per-view this Sunday, Anarchy Rules. Lineup includes Rob Van Dam versus Rhino, Justin Credible and Jerry Lynn for the ECW title. Yesterday it was announced that the FBI will battle Tajiri and Whipwreck with the tag team belts on the line. And for the ECW World Heavyweight title #1 contendership, it will be C.W. Anderson, that's ratings, versus Steve Corino. Also, Joel Gertner will take on Cyrus. That's all this Sunday at Anarchy Rules.
That's enough to make me want to go.
And you should go where?
Hey, Pulsations,
There you
the
go.
heavyweight champions of pay-per-view. You know how it is.
Absolutely. Now, last week, we talked about a major development happening in WCW.
Yes, we
that
did.
Something big was going to happen 7 to 10 days from last Wednesday.
Well, we broke it, but we couldn't break it all. We had to just give them tidbits.
Now, it's not official yet, but we told you, think of the rumors you've heard about WCW. You've heard about Julie, are we okay?
Julie's making up. Man, I'll tell you
She's
what.
making hand signals.
Well, more than that, it was like a face signal, hand signal. It was, jeez, I kind of liked it.
Anyway, we told you last week to expect something big, and there's been a lot of rumors about SFX purchasing WCW, possibly Vince Russo being let go. What it appears is going to happen sometime between now and after the Australian tour next month is that WCW will be sold to Mandalay Sports Entertainment, which is being led by Eric Bischoff.
Hey, that could happen. Everybody knows Eric Bischoff would love to be able to come in, resurrect that company, and make a lot of money in doing so and turn the ratings around and be able to laugh in the faces of all the detractors of his, and there are a lot of them. I mean, and it could happen. He's had to tie in with Mandalay. He's been working with them on a consulting basis.
Right.
And if you want to talk about a company that, A, has the money, and B, has the power to push something like this through, they're the company to do it.
Of course, Mandalay Sports Entertainment owns the Dayton Dragons here locally and also a number of other sports franchises. They own part of the Oakland A's, and so they have certainly a lot of money. And also, Eric Bischoff feels like that he was handcuffed by Turner and Time Warner during his tenure there, and he was prevented from doing things that he thought would have helped make the company successful in competing with the World Wrestling Federation. Now, Bischoff becomes owner. He becomes on the level of Vince McMahon as far as what he can do in that company. Nobody can tell him no. There's no standards and practices that says, no, you cannot have Lenny and Lodi. No, you cannot show blood.
There's Stevie Richards, and they don't let WWF do everything.
That's a character, Marty.
Oh.
Sorry.
Well, you're supposed to tell me that stuff not while we're on the air.
I apologize.
Okay, that's better.
Anyway, though, but what Eric Bischoff is looking to do is have that same authority that Vince McMahon does. And if this comes through, which if you talk to the boys in the back, they feel like it's only a matter of time. Craig Leathers, who was a longtime Bischoff guy, was at the Thunder tapings last night. They also feel like that because Vince Russo, the way Russo is pushing himself, Russo is trying to position himself to go to another company and make his name big enough so that he can go to an ECW or go somewhere else and have a name.
Well, that's the only place he's going.
And apparently, Bischoff and not Bischoff, but Russo and others tried to get Bagwell fired, Luger fired, Hall fired, DDP released, and they were told no. And they believe that was because Bischoff and those four guys were very tight with Eric Bischoff when he was in charge of WCW, that the sale is pending, and Bischoff wants those guys around. He doesn't want to give them a chance to go to the World Wrestling Federation or ECW.
Hey, let's talk about a little more. We got to get to a break. I think that's why we were getting the contortion over there in the production area.
I like the contortion.
I did, too. It was very good. Kind of looked like a microwave popcorn bag going off or something. But
that's like the third time. What the hell? My microphone just like
You're struggling.
I am struggling. Go to a break.
Hey,
we are
Julie,
struggling.
get us out of here. We'll be right back. We're going to talk a little bit more, take calls from you, our favorite people, the callers, and you are listening to the Tag Team Champions of Talk Radio. Marty Adams, Shawn Stedham, and come in and give us your thoughts on what we're going to nickname Julie. We are the Wrestling Guys. Up to the Wrestling Guys, and you heard the franchise himself, Shane Douglas. And yes, we're brought to you by Dyer, Garofalo, Mann, and Schultz, the accident attorneys. They'll be in your corner, on your side. They'll make you a tag team champion. All you have to do is call 1-800-INJURED. Free initial consultations. Offices everywhere in the Miami Valley.
This Saturday, a day a lot of people have been waiting for some time. Tickets go on sale this Saturday, 10 a.m. for the World Wrestling Federation at the Nutter Center. That's going to happen Sunday, November 12th. And we're going to be there, of course, on the 12th of November, but also this Saturday.
Hey, we're gonna, the Wrestling Guys, if it's wrestling, we're going to be there. We got to be there.
And, of course,
our duty.
We bring food.
That's what our duty is, to bring food.
So this Saturday, the tickets go on sale at 10 a.m. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people in line. We're going to head out there and just see how many people are out there and bring some donuts.
Yeah, donuts, coffee, something to drink. Come over and talk to the Wrestling Guys. We're going to have a lot of fun, and look forward to meeting a lot of you, the fans. And, you know, let's boost some ticket sales for the WWF show. We talked to WWF management today. They're excited about this Midwest run. For you real diehard fans, October 15th, they're in Toledo at the Sports Arena. In the Sports Arena, a lot like Hara Arena, not a bad seat in the house.
Very intimate.
Oh, you got to love it. You can sit in the top row, and it's like sitting in one of the best seats at a Joe Louis or a place of that nature. And then they come in for the double duel Miami Valley, Cincinnati, Saturday night, Sunday night right here in Dayton, Ohio at the Nutter Center. And then Monday, take the jaunt to Columbus, and you're going to see Raw. And if you haven't been to a Raw in a while, it is fantastic.
And the one thing I'm not too sure of is how Heat will be on Sunday night, because Heat is expected to be live, but live from WWF New York. And so the show here on the 12th starts at 8 o'clock, which would be after Heat, because from what I know, it's still going to be on 7 o'clock. So not sure exactly how Heat will be incorporated at all, if it will. But it's going to be a great time. We can't wait for this Saturday. We want to thank Joker's Comedy Cafe. They're helping us go out there and do this. And, of course, 433 LAFF. Joker's, the #1 date place in all of Dayton.
Is that where you take... Oh, I'm sorry. So, Julie, you're not married, are you?
No, I'm not.
Okay, well, if somebody wants to take Julie to Joker's, come on up to us. We will interview you. We will interview you Saturday, and we'll have 2 tickets.
We'll
no,
go over
shoot,
it.
not nude. Right away, I saw it. You wanted to say that.
No, I didn't.
We just wanted general.
No nude pictures.
No nude pictures.
Okay.
Of course not.
Absolutely.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay, just check.
Do you want to go with us Saturday?
Is it the thing in the morning?
Yes.
The thing in the morning.
Thing in the morning.
Thing in the morning. Sorry.
You want to do the thing in the morning this Saturday? Jeez.
I like doing the thing in the morning.
Anyway, this Saturday, Nutter Center, if you're going to be out there, look for the Wrestling Guy. It's going to be a lot of fun. 457-1065 is our phone number. You want to take calls?
Hey, let's start
it's a
taking
talk
some
show.
calls.
Maybe we should.
You think we should?
Maybe.
Let's go to line 2 from West Milton. Ice, you've got the Wrestling Guys.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
What's happening, Ice?
Not much. Just sitting here with my brother's suicide.
Oh, God, not suicide. What's he going to do, man? Who's going to blow him up now?
I don't know. He wants to...
Oh, she took care of him last week.
Oh, did she?
Yes.
She was service with
She
a
knows how to
smile.
work that bomb over there.
Okay.
Oh, she wanted to blow you up. We stopped it, though. Go ahead, Ice.
Thank you. I got a question about the Austin thing.
Okay.
It's looking like it's going to turn out to be Mankind because he wanted to put it on hold. I thought that was sort of weird. Like how he wanted to went out on Monday night when he said Austin, he wanted him to calm down about the investigation.
A lot of speculation still. I know there's a lead. A lot of people, we were talking about it earlier today, because they left that so open-ended, and that caused a lot of controversy. A lot of people upset because using the pay-per-view to really hype who was going to be the driver.
Right.
At this juncture, I'm not going to go along with that. I still don't think it's Mankind. Sean's kind of shaking his head. I don't know if that means I'm right or wrong or what he thinks, but we're going to go. What do you think? Do you think it's Mankind?
No, I'm still going with the Shawn Michaels theory.
I'm with you, brother. I went on record today because nothing leaked about Michaels. Nobody even mentioned him. He was like a non-entity. Billy Gunn's still not ready to go back yet, and unless they stretch this thing out for another month to 6 weeks, I don't think you're going to see it. But don't throw him out. But there's just so many leaks. I'm staying with Shawn Michaels. I'm with you.
What I've heard today is that, number one, first of all, the pay-per-view this past Sunday did a buy rate somewhere between a 1.4 and 1.7, which is a huge number for a pay-per-view. And a lot of that was because people were tuning in to see the return of Steve Austin and to see who hit him.
The ripoff.
Well, it was a little bit disappointing that they didn't reveal that part of it. Now, I think that this is going to go all the way to the next pay-per-view, No Mercy, and you will find out at No Mercy, hopefully, who it is. And it's going to be somebody, like Marty said, they don't mention. Billy Gunn, Shawn Michaels, The Rock, really, his name's not been thrown
Rock
in there.
Could be.
The Big Show's name. I mean, even though
Chunky Butt's not going to lose enough weight to get back by then.
I agree with that, but I'm saying it's going to be somebody who they just don't even hint about.
Yeah, that would make it a little bit more exciting because, say they get it so big with The Rock or Triple H or Austin, and it comes up to No Mercy. And when they come out and they say it, and like Shawn Michaels' music kicks on, I mean, that would be huge.
Well, Shawn Michaels is in it for one big last payday, and I'll tell you what, Shawn Michaels, Austin's not ready to wrestle yet. Everybody knows that. Him and Shawn Michaels could talk trash for a month to 2 months. You would never lose interest and could build up to possibly one of the biggest pay-per-views ever.
I still think it's going to be Rock. That was the original plan a year ago when this thing was put together. I still think it's going to end up being The Rock.
Yeah, that did sort of seem like another person that crossed my mind that night.
Hey, Ice, thanks a lot for the phone call, okay?
Okay.
All right,
thanks
take
for
care.
calling, buddy.
Yeah, I think it's going to happen. And again, I haven't seen a script. I don't know anything for sure. What I think is going to happen, somehow Rock's going to be getting double-teamed. Austin will run in to make the save. Couple of stunners, send the guys out, turn around to the Rock. Rock will catch him, rock bottom. He'll make some kind of sign where he was the one that drove, and then you're going to see the Rock heel turn, and that will build up to next year's WrestleMania.
You just got this all figured out, don't you?
I'm not a booker, but, you know,
well,
that's just
we know that you're not a booker. You've obviously been told that, so that's
Yes.
how. All right. Hey, let's get back to the phone lines again. Let's go to line 1 this time, all the way from Middletown, the Marauder himself, and I'm sure he's got a lot of information for us. The Binkster, you've got the wrestling guys.
Yes, I am back.
Okay. Where are you back from this time, Bink?
From last week.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
he hasn't
good.
been anywhere since last week. He only lives in these little few moments he talks on the air.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
He's having a good time then.
Absolutely.
That's what it's. Because it's all good in Binkland.
Before I get into anything, I want to I did a little background check because a caller last week said that Willie F was featured on the ECW Anarchy Rules game. He is nowhere to be found.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's William F. It's sort of like an English person, but it's no Willie F. The Willie F. that you guys know.
Why not? How can you tell?
Well, but you can just look at him and tell it's not the same guy.
Well, it's a character, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, maybe it's a bad character.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I do have a nickname for Julie.
Okay. All right, we'll write that down. What's your nickname?
Well, pretty much, seeing that it's the Wrestling Guys radio show, she pretty much should be called the Wrestling Girl.
The Wrestling Girl.
The Wrestling Girl. Okay, well, we're going to put that to a vote. We may do that something on our website to put into a final vote.
I feel scared.
The Wrestling
You
Girl.
should feel scared.
I know,
well,
I do.
you know,
I'm
we've
very
got
scared.
we've got Shawn's name that he wants to nickname you right down here too.
No.
What else you got, Bink?
Basically, do you feel that Rhino is holding the TV title, way too long than he should?
Go ahead.
Yeah,
I'm shaking my head like.
Well, I think they're building up to give it back to Rob Van Dam, and that's going to probably happen this Sunday at the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I think the other problem you have is you have a lack of star power there. I mean, who are you going to hand these things off to without making them just kind of a rotating circus? And Rhino needed, you go back a year ago, Rhino was down at the bottom of the card.
Sure. But ECW still has a lot of their, I guess, core guys. Sandman is still there, Dreamer's still there, Rob Van Dam is still there, Just Incredible's still there, Jerry Lynn is up and coming, Nova, Chetty. Those guys are still there. ECW can still put on a very solid show and still be appealing to the fans. But I think that Paul Heyman has been sitting back for so long.
Yeah.
He's worried so much about the TV deal and where they're going to be. And I think all his efforts, all his energy has been so focused on that end of it that the creative side, what we see on TV, what we see in the ring, that's suffered, and that's not
So
like
you're
Paul
saying
Heyman.
Paul Heyman hasn't been doing his job then? Is that what I hear?
Well, given the fact that this company is living hand to mouth until they get a new TV deal.
Well, he's been doing that
it's
for ever
justifiable.
since ECW started. They've been living hand to mouth.
But in December, they go to monthly pay-per-views. That should help out. Vince McMahon, very generous last week with what he did, and we'll talk more about that in a little bit. But, we'll see. Hopefully this Sunday will be a good pay-per-view.
And also, I want to give a quick shout-out to my friend Sammy from Miami University.
What's that?
Oxford.
Hold on, there was a ticking there. I don't know. Whoa!
Wait a minute. Did that thing echo, or what happened
It echoed
there?
a little bit. Julia, are you okay over there?
Yeah, it's fine. Everything's cool.
Wait a minute.
What?
Wait, Jobber's the one that does that.
What?
Now you've got a problem with the Bink?
Yeah.
What's your problem?
He wanted to call me a wrestling girl. I don't know.
Oh, well,
She doesn't
Bink-
like the name.
Yeah,
I don't
obviously
like the
didn't
name,
like
so I
that.
had to blow him up. I'm sorry.
All right,
She
well,
thought
get
about
him.
it. So, okay.
Hey, get him out of here. Tell you what, let's get to a break. Lines are lit up. When we come back, we'll start taking some more calls. And we've got a lot of other things to talk about with independents in the area. And then a big announcement about the Grand Victoria Casino show
It's
coming
going to
up.
be big. You're listening to the Wrestling Guys, Buckeye Country.
WBKI 106.5. Champions of Talk Radio, the Wrestling Guys, and we are brought to you by Dyer, Garofalo, Mann, and Schultz. And where can you find them at, Shawn?
All over the place, Marty. Downtown Dayton, Heber Heights, Middletown, Piqua, Springfield, Lima, everywhere you look, Dyer, Garofalo, Mann, and Schultz. Yeah.
If you need somebody to be on your side, be there when you need help. Call
a tiger on your team.
A tiger on your team. Hey, yes. He's nice. I'll tell you what, I like that commercial.
It's a very good commercial.
Yes, it is. But you can call 1-800-INJURED. They'll be there. It's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, free initial consultation. If you need to talk to them, just give them a call because we know they'll be there.
Absolutely. We mentioned before the break about Vince McMahon and what he did for ECW a week ago. And for those of you that maybe didn't call the hotline, shame on you, first of all. But second of all,
those of you that have been living in a closet for the last weeks, go ahead.
As we all know, the World Wrestling Federation moved over to TNN. Because of that, TNN told ECW that they were canceling them, and last Friday was supposed to be the final edition of ECW on TNN. Well, we told you a couple weeks back, maybe even a month ago, if you remember, that there was some kind of an arrangement between Paul Heyman and Vince McMahon that if Paul Heyman's back was against the wall, in some way Vince would help out. We didn't know if that was going to be, a loan or exactly what that would be. Last Friday, it was announced just hours really before ECW went on the air that Vince McMahon had agreed to allow ECW to stay on TNN until at least the end of the year or until they find a new television home, because they didn't have enough time because of the appeal process to find a new home.
And you got to love that. Love it and hate it. If you're WCW, you had to feel like this is an opportunity for us to gather a little more ratings. One of our competitors are going to be off the national spotlight for a while. Vince McMahon stepping in and doing what I think was the smart business move by keeping the competition live. He doesn't need it. I mean, sure, he'd like to have more, but they're doing a great job already. They're over with in every possible conceptual way you can be over. And the team that's having problems, WCW, keep the pressure on them.
And if ECW had difficulty, and maybe some of these guys, had left, like Just Incredible, Rob Van Dam, what if they go to WCW? I mean, Vince McMahon was very smart in what he did. And there were some people that said, well, this is the guy that ruined the independents back in the 80s. Say what you want to, and I'm sure Vince McMahon had his own purposes for doing it.
Yeah, he's a billionaire.
But if you're an ECW fan, you got to love it. You got to say, hey, Vince, thanks.
Yeah, he kept your people on TV. A lot of ECW fans have been deprived over the years because they, especially out west, where until most recently they never even ran shows. So the only time they even had an inkling of being able to see them would be on the Friday night shows.
Absolutely.
So, got to give them kudos. Once again, if you've been in a closet, we're the guys to call. Take a cordless in there. Call 285-0991. The Wrestling Guys
Where do you take the cordless into? I'm just wondering. You said take the cordless in there. Where do you take the cordless?
Closet.
Okay, I didn't know.
It was a closet, I said.
Okay, I didn't hear the closet part.
Did you hear the closet?
Yes, I did.
You did not. You're disagreeing with him.
Thank you. No, I just wanted to make sure, because usually you'd sit here and say, you never said closet. That's all I'll hear all night. Let's get back to the phone lines.
Maybe you're in the closet.
I have been for years.
457-1065, our phone number. We are the Wrestling Guys. This is Buckeye Country 1065.
Okay, let's go to line 4. Undertaker guy, you've got the Wrestling Guys.
Yeah, how you guys doing tonight?
Good.
Good, buddy.
Okay, I got a question. Okay, on Jake Roberts, remember when he was feuding with Rick Rude?
Yeah.
Was that his wife?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Cheryl.
And that really was his wife?
Sure.
Okay, another question is about The Undertaker. What storyline is he going to be in next?
Well, Undertaker, and I should have brought this up in the news, and I didn't, he may not be on TV for the next couple of weeks. He's once again suffering a sore groin. So not really sure exactly what his role is going to be, but...
Is he going to be around much longer? It just seems like now he's getting hurt a lot.
Initially, when Mark was out for the long stint and had all the work done, he had said previous to that he was going to go one more year, make a nice run of it. He's made a lot of money, and then he was going to be done. He was going to go into retirement. Well, since then, remarried, had taken a lot of time off where he was really feeling good physically, which will all make you go back and rethink what you've been, talking about in regards to this, in this case, retirement. I think he's going to be around, but, he's no spring chicken. And I'll tell you from past experience, when you injure a groin, you just don't come back that easily. I mean, It's a very, very serious injury. It's like a hamstring or anything else.
It nags.
Yeah, it does.
I know I had a neck injury. I just had surgery about a year ago on it, so...
How are you comparing a neck injury to a groin injury? I'm just wondering.
There ain't no comparison, but a groin's hard to get over.
Okay, I'm just curious. Okay,
go
ahead.
I got
he was making a comparison. Go ahead,
Undertaker. Sympathy for his neck injury.
I am, that's right.
Yeah, I got a name for Julie.
All right, what's your name?
Simply Ravishing.
Simply Ravishing.
Oh, I like that.
She likes that one, so you're not going to blow him up then.
No, I'm not going to blow him up. I like that.
Well, thank you. And I know who hit Austin.
All right, who's your opinion?
Bill and Randy Mulkey.
Bill and Randy Mulkey. Jeez.
Booger Bastion. It's Booger Bastion.
Bastion Booger.
And another thing.
Yes.
It's true. Kurt Angle's got it. It's true. It's true. But
Thank you, Undertaker.
You know
guy.
what? You were doing real great until that happened.
Ah, jeez.
My God. Where's Joe when you need him? The two of them could have bonded. They could have met down here at in the Oregon district.
Yes.
Had a suds and talked over
Kurt
how
Angle
great he is.
By the way, I guess we should mention the Olympics today, and they're going to show it tonight on NBC. But what is the guy's name? Hold on once. Talk, Marty. I gotta go look.
I have to talk. Well, I'll go to the phone lines while you're over there because you're doing what you do.
Get the guy's name.
No, I know you're going to the website, and Julie's busy. Let's go to line 3, Julie. Let's talk to John. John, you've got the wrestling guys. As soon as Julie gets a chance to get to the phone.
How you doing?
Hey, you're there. She's on top of things. She's giving me the hand wave. Are you Italian or what?
Actually, yeah.
You can tell. Dark hair, simply ravishing Julie. So what's a good word, John?
I was just wondering, do you know if there's going to be anybody signing autographs Saturday at the Nutter Center?
You know, I haven't heard about anybody coming in for autographs. Shawn, have you heard about anybody coming in for the kickoff?
No, I haven't.
So we will check. Listen to the hotline. We are doing some things with WWF for the show, and we'll be in touch with their promotion department and event department tomorrow afternoon. If anybody is coming in, we'll be sure to leave it on the hotline.
All right.
All right, thanks.
All right, John, thanks for calling, buddy.
No, what I was going to say is in the Olympics earlier today, Rulon Gardner.
Rulon Gardner,
I think that's how you pronounce his name, won the gold medal in the Olympics, beating a Russian, Alexander Kardnin, I believe, or something like that. Anyway, this guy Kardnin had not surrendered a point in amateur wrestling in 10 years, unbeaten in 13.
That's unbelievable.
And so he manages to end a 13-year winning streak from this guy. Now, the Russian, he had a number of professional wrestling offers. He wrestled a match last year in Japan. Gardner is expected to get a number of professional wrestling and shoot fighting offers after the Olympics, possibly the next Kurt Angle.
Oh, I'm sure he is. You look at the success of a Kurt Angle, but then whatever happened to Brock Lesnar?
He is still in development. He's out in Connecticut working with Tom Pritchard.
You know, really haven't heard anything, though. But another example of a guy that we heard, at least initially, that to expect great things from him. Kurt Angle has come in, though, in such a short period of time. His mic skills excellent. He works in the ring, obviously excellent. He's got a good look, even though he's not a very, to look at him, he's not that big a guy. I mean, we've been near him, went down to Louisville and did a show and was with him. But he's just done a fantastic job. So what he's done is open or pave the way or open the doors for a lot of these Olympic-type wrestlers. Mark Henry doing it actually before him, even though I know it wasn't wrestling.
Well, the one thing you said, is what Kurt Angle has that a lot of the guys have followed or preceded him didn't, and that's the mic skills. Kurt Angle is so good on the stick and has such a great presence about him in the ring, and the way he uses his face and his expressions. He has the complete package, and that's what a lot of these Olympians, a lot of these guys that came from weightlifting, like Mark Henry, like you want to go back to Ted Arcidi and guys like that, those are the things that they lacked, and that's why they did not succeed where Kurt Angle has.
Well, and Kurt Angle is a guy that's always been torn inside himself, and now he's had a chance to finally come out and express his true self.
And fight for the love of a married woman.
Or the love of a married man.
Well, if you believe Triple H.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you just never know about these things, but I'm just glad that he's able to share his feelings with the millions and millions of fans across the country.
457. Yes, Julian?
Just because you're sensitive does not mean... Okay.
But Triple H,
No, I agree with Julie.
Triple H is around this guy a lot more than we are in the locker room, in the ring. They've been tag teams, partners.
Look, I wanted to give him a hug. I mean, it really struck me. So I can sympathize. Julie and I are on the same wavelength.
Good.
Julie, you may want to change your mind now. 457-1065, the phone number. Let's get back to the line.
Hey, let's go back to line 6 now. Suicide X, you've got the wrestling guys.
Hey, guys. How you guys doing?
Good, man. What's happening?
I'm doing okay. I need to know, what's taking the China Playboy so long?
It's out.
It's out, brother.
It's out, but, I mean, halfway through Miami Valley, we went to each and every store. They said they're not in yet.
It's out. Some places get it in before others, but, yeah.
Keep looking, because one thing they did, I know that they were going to limit how many they put out, and I don't understand the philosophy behind that. They think it'll be the hottest seller or hotter than you-know-who's Playboy.
Yes.
That came out. But I've heard people talking about it, and there's been pictures on the internet showing some of her pictures. Yeah.
Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah.
I thought it was thumbs up.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. What's going on with Triple H in China right now? I mean, Because how I see it, because Eddie just proposed to her, does that mean they're going to try to get married and Triple H is going to walk out like they did with Stephanie?
My guess is that you're going to see Eddie and Chyna break up. You're going to see Eddie using Chyna more to help him keep the Intercontinental title than him actually caring about Chyna as a person. The whole thing between Angle and Stephanie and Triple H is going to end up, obviously, with Stephanie at some point going with Kurt Angle, which will leave Triple H and Chyna to come back together.
You heard it here. It's true.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, like, what was going on during the main event? Because Triple H said you had to choose now, and Stephanie looked confused.
Well, Stephanie did. She was under pressure, and she had to support her husband, but then afterwards she kind of looked like maybe she was a little remorseful. And
yeah, she's just struggling with her inner self.
Because
also.
Kurt's a friend.
Yeah, and we all need good friends. Men can have women friends. Women can have men friends. You can have that bonding.
Absolutely.
But what field is Kurt really playing on?
He's playing on trying to get her in the rack, brother. What do you think, man?
Okay, I got two more questions.
Trying to bust the panties.
There you go.
I got two more questions.
Yes.
One of them is, how am I ranked at the Caller of the Year?
Well, you see, the Caller of the Year is not something we decide on. The Caller of the Year is something that's voted on by the listeners and the fans.
Oh, I'm perfect. Everybody knows that.
You're perfect? Well, you got to sell it, man.
You just cost yourself some votes right there.
Yeah, because, well, you can either be the most hated man, the most loved man,
yes,
or the... What would you call
the most
Spanish
drunk man?
Fly? Yeah, the most drunk man. But yeah, what we do is we have votes and we do it by mail-in. This year we'll do it on the website.
Yep.
We're going to do a lot of different things, so it's quite an honor to be the Caller of the Year with the wrestling guys.
I found a good name for Julie.
All right, what is it?
The 69th Wonder of the World.
69th. I like that.
Oh, that one
like
gets some
it,
votes.
Man.
Before you guys blow me up, I'd just like give a shout out to Spanish Fly.
There you
I
go.
miss you, man.
All right, Julie,
brother.
do the honors for him. All
Get
right.
him out of here, Julie.
There you go. The little ticking and then the explosion. Just like always. By the way, talking about Spanish Fly, I should mention this. Spanish Fly, the guys from WAD, live up in Xenia, as do a number of our listeners. Rick from Xenia, Daryl McGee, all those guys. We want to send them our thoughts and prayers. The guys up there, they for the most part, are doing okay, but certainly a lot of people in Xenia suffering over this last week. And we were on the air last Wednesday. Marty was on the road calling us saying, hey, this is bad. And, of course, we got the reports last week while we were on the air that the storms that went through Xenia. So everybody up in Xenia, we just want to let you know that we were thinking about you.
All right. Hey, and the Spanish Fly, we're going to have him on because he did leave us a message and let us know that his beer supply was untouched during the tornado, which everybody was worried about. But let's go to a break because when we come back on the hotline, none other than the Spanish Fly himself.
Oh, my. Make sure you have the 7-second delay working over there, Julie, okay?
Yeah, we're going to have to do something because I'm sure he's going to have one heck of a name for you.
You're listening to The Wrestling Guys, Buckeye Country 106.5.
And welcome back, The Wrestling Guys. We're here brought to you by Dyer, Garofalo, Mann, and Schultz. And I'll tell you what, Suicide with one heck of a name for Julie, the 69th Wonder of the World. We're going to have to put that on the list here with Simply Ravishing Julie.
You don't like it?
Julie, I'm not going to go into Shawn's name.
I just don't know what to say.
The wrestling girl. Well, you have to love it. You have to embrace it. You have to live it.
Okay.
You can do it. And her boyfriend. Right now, we're going to hook you up. We're going to hook you up. There's going to be men chasing you everywhere. And let me tell you what. If somebody said Shawn was the 69th Wonder of the World, I mean, Jesus.
They'd be knocking down the door. I mean, obviously.
That's it. So you are an official wrestling girl type 69th Wonder of the World.
But we should say this. Julie does have a boyfriend.
Well, hey, he's not here, is he?
Well, he's not here, but
Is he
she
working?
said the boyfriend should be honored, I would think.
Well, yeah, I'd be honored.
I would.
So,
Sure.
Julie, just...
You guys can talk to him if I get in trouble then.
Absolutely.
Hey, you never know. He better keep a high profile. You hang around with us, man, you never know what might happen.
Let's get back to the phone calls. If you want to hop on board, 457-1065.
Hey, let's go to line 7, and we said it all the way from Mexico? Mexico?
Or Xenia.
Spanish Fly.
This is a fly.
Who is it?
Woodchuck.
Well, that's Woodchuck. Joe, hey, Joe. Wonder
That's
Girl.
all right. Well, leave him there. That's all right. We'll go back to Fly in a minute. Chuck, what's happening?
Nothing much.
Okay, what's on your mind?
Well, I have a few things.
Go ahead.
Well, first off, when Al Snow to Scotland, he should have a picture of Metallica.
Well, you and your Metallica fetish you have.
You know
My
what?
God.
Al Snow could come out in anything, and you want him to have Metallica on.
That's me.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's you. All right.
Well, I have a club announcement.
A club announcement. This is your Metallica club, right?
Well, I'm starting up a wrestling division.
A wrestling division of the Metallica fan club.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And
should be good.
Interesting.
And I'd like to set up a meeting with me, the Spanish Fly, and the Hate Man.
You, the Spanish Fly, and the Hate Man.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be a meeting of the minds.
Something.
Do you drink beer?
Oh, of course.
Okay, well then Spanish Fly
Well,
will be
Hate
there.
Man's a little young for that, so he...
Yeah, I said he can have like a root beer or something.
Yeah, you can
give him a root beer.
Yeah, a kitty cocktail.
Yeah, surely something.
Yeah, and I got a name for Julie.
All right, what is it?
Well, it's better than my last one.
What's that?
Okay.
For Phantom Lord.
The Phantom Lord.
Yeah.
Julie
Okay.
the Phantom Lord.
There you go.
Boy, Julie's making her sound like the Princess of Darkness.
Something like that. That's what you did last week.
Name was
Really?
like that too.
Yeah.
I'm not like mean or anything.
It was because of the black fingernail polish or something like
Is
that
that what
last
it
week.
It wasn't black. It was dark green.
Whatever.
Okay, Julie the Phantom Lord. All right.
Thanks a lot for the call.
Duly
Chuck.
noted, Chuck.
The Phantom Lord Julie.
Hey, that's it.
Julie the Phantom Lord.
Julie the Phantom Lord.
Is it Julie or Julia?
It's Julia.
Julia, okay. We keep hearing both. Now, are you ready to go to Spanish Fly?
Yes, I'm
Are
ready
you
to
sure
go.
now? Okay, here's what we're going to do. Since sometimes we need an extra visual. This many means line 7.
There you go. That's
It's
okay.
okay. Just do it. Don't be sorry.
Fly, are you there?
Fly! Where the heck have you been?
These freaking tornadoes, man!
Everybody's been worried. Tornadoes in
Don't
Xenia.
worry, the beer is okay. One headquarters is completely demolished, but the beer is okay.
Well, that's all that matters.
Yeah, hey, it's true. The only thing women are good for is baking and cleaning. They can't even press a freaking button.
Well, you know, this is her second week.
Yeah,
She's still
gotta-
kind of learning the ropes.
We're going to cut her some slack, and hey.
Oh, wait a minute, she controls the whole bomb thing there, doesn't she?
Yes, she does.
I mean, I love you, Julie.
Now, Fly, you know, before our move here, you used to call like every week. Now, you know, maybe once a month. What's going on?
You're going to be hard-pressed to repeat as Caller of the Year, Fly.
Well, let's see, last week my account was getting destroyed.
Good excuse.
Yeah, that one we know. I was out in it, so we're going on.
2 weeks in a row before that.
So what are you doing? Taking elbow aerobics every other Wednesday night, or what?
Hey, let's see, the week... Hey, Shawn, you weren't even there.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, but before that, I just didn't feel the love. Marty and I did not feel the love.
that's it.
that
We're
we
just
felt
not
before.
feeling it.
What do you want, a freaking Valentine?
Well,
Okay.
send us a case and a new wad tape, and we might be all right with it.
Oh, dude, man, we've made a few of them. They suck. They're terrible.
What's the difference between those and the last ones?
Oh, my God.
They're entertaining. The reason they're so good is because the wrestling's so bad.
Hey, Julie, extend your hand and just slap it right across his face for me.
Oh, no.
Would you do anything for us, you two?
Well, it depends.
Anyway, okay, Fly, what else is on your mind?
Let's see, wow, how long did it take the Pink to think up that name, man? The wrestling girl, wow. He must have had to take the day off of his job bagging groceries at the foodway for that one.
Hey, let's swing this back over to wrestling. Fly, what did you think of the pay-per-view?
Oh, dude, I might as well just grab my ankles and pin off. Just wrap it right in there, man.
You see, I take it you didn't like the pay-per-view.
Oh, it was terrible. Good thing I just somebody else's window.
So what did you like about it?
Let's see. Nothing changed. Let's see the tag title. What's the move?
What's the who's your champion? What's your storyline?
Actually, I think we're going to go back a couple of months and redo them because they're terrible. I don't even remember. Look at the tape. Hey, I know who hit Austin.
Who hit Austin?
He wasn't mentioned. The Repo Man.
Hey, that's it. It could be. You never know.
That sneaky bastard.
Oh,
watch it there, Fly.
I love that sneaky guy.
There you go. That's better.
Fly,
all right, so Fly, come on. What's your name for Julie?
Oh, no. I can't top the 69th Wonder of the World. I had one, but it wasn't quite that funny.
Oh, I'll tell you what. That's a classic, isn't it?
That was great.
You know what?
No more votes. That wins.
Okay, we're going to put you down as an official voter for that name.
All right, giddy up.
All right, Fly.
Hey, and it's true. It's true. The Undertaker guy is gay. All right,
Fly, thanks a lot.
I will see you.
Just meet him, will ya?
Guys, yeah, those two guys have had like a little verbal battle for like a year.
Yeah.
just take it to the ring. You know, go to the WAD ring.
You let him go. That could be the main event, the next WAD tape. Undertaker guy and Spanish Fly.
We should be at a WAD show.
Yeah, we should.
We should. That'd be.
Where are we going to be? In the couch in the next room?
Exactly. Feet up, watching DVDs.
Where do you commentate a WAD show from?
Probably the toilet.
I don't know. I mean, I just haven't figured that all out. I know they come out of a door.
Yeah,
we could stick our head through the door and watch.
We could do that.
Yeah, we could.
Or through the window.
Or through the window. We could watch a WAD through the window and commentate from outside.
I think that's a good idea.
You think?
I like that idea.
All right.
457-1065, the Wrestling Guys here. It's Buckeye Country 106.5.
Okay, let's go to line 1. Kid Chuck, you've got the Wrestling Guys.
What's up, guys?
Hey, Chuck.
Missed you last week, Marty.
Hey, buddy. Hey, thanks a lot, man. Glad to be back. Hey, it's my birthday, too,
It is
man.
your birthday, too.
That's right.
So, happy birthday.
Back on my birthday, and really had a good time. Wasn't happy about being out in that weather last week.
I guess not.
It was pretty ugly, but glad to be back. Thanks, man.
Hey, is there going to be a Nova Chetty match at pay-per-view, you think?
Probably, although it hasn't been on the official lineup yet. I would imagine if those two fight at the pay-per-view, it'll be against each other.
Yeah.
You know, one thing, whether you love it or you hate it about ECW, they announce matches. I mean, you never know who's going to wrestle until the last week.
Well,
really.
a lot of times they don't know where their show's going to be until the 2 weeks before.
I mean, it's the main events. You know, they'll be announcing a main event 4 days before a pay-per-view. You know, nothing like keeping everybody on pins and needles. You know there's going to be an ECW pay-per-view. You know who the players are, but who the hell's going to wrestle who? We don't know yet.
But you know what? It's a testament to how loyal their fans are. They still go out, they still buy the pay-per-views, they still watch it. It doesn't matter because ECW has set a standard for itself that no matter what the matchups are going to be, you're going to have a good time.
We got a group here from the Dayton area that want to go to the Chicago pay-per-view and want to do a bus trip up, so you got to love it.
Yeah, I'll do a bus trip from Chicago to see ECW, man. I'm okay.
Yeah, that's what everybody says. I've been running into the guys at the different independent shows, and
We can't get a heat wave anymore.
yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah, we got to find a place in Dayton for them to come back to. I would love to see them try to run UD Arena. Now, I don't know how much UD Arena would cost. I don't know if UD Arena would allow them to be there. UD Arena, the last time I know of them having a professional wrestling show, probably 11 years ago. WCW ran at least one show there, maybe two.
I think it's just expenses. I mean, if Hera's too much, UD's probably...
Yeah, but I mean, as far as capacity-wise, that's the kind of building they need to go into.
No doubt.
What the hell's up with the Steven Regal gimmick thing, man?
I don't know. I did like Monday night. I loved Austin coming out, stunner, going back to the locker room. Just doesn't say a word.
You know, we were up, we were at Raw the week before, and Steven Regal come out, and half the crowd, it was pretty quiet. I think a lot of people really didn't know who he was.
Right.
And the gimmick didn't go over at that time. But Shawn and I talked about it. I really think it was more of something just like they did with Stevie Richards initially, where they wanted to give him a gimmick, get him out there again, maybe get over with the gimmick before he turns into somebody will come out and do something to him, and then a feud will start. You know, in this case, it hasn't happened yet, but I can tell you this much. Talking to him that day, he looks the best he has looked by far in years. I think he's ready and biting at the bit to get back in the ring.
The guy just needs to break character and get in the ring. I mean, I don't want to listen to him talk, but I'd like to watch him wrestle.
Well, he worked last night at the SmackDown tapings. I think it was against Crash Holly. I think they're going to show that match this Sunday on Heat.
Watch it, Crash.
I'm
Crash
sorry,
Holly.
just
He's not a Holly
If
anymore.
Crash goes over against Regal, I'm not watching another WWF show. I'm sorry.
Should I tell you what happened?
Go ahead and leak this one.
Regal won.
All right. That's
Regal
good.
stretch.
We just didn't want
Gets
you
the
to
win.
not watch again, especially with the WWF coming to town.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right,
no
buddy. Thanks for
problem.
calling in, man.
Again, WWF coming to town. Tickets go on sale this Saturday at the Nutter Center. The wrestling guys will be out there thanks to Joker's Comedy Cafe giving away some donuts. So
Coffee. We got to have some liquid refreshments here.
I'm not a coffee drinker, so I'll let you get the coffee.
Maybe the Fly will bring something out.
Well, but then we have to card everybody if we give them what the Fly brings.
That'll be Julie's job, the 69th wonder of the world.
But again, Nutter Center this Saturday. Tickets go on sale for the World Wrestling Federation Sunday, November the 12th. And if you're out there this Saturday, we'll be there too.
Yeah, get in line, get them quick. Expect to sell out, even though it's a house show. A lot of people are going to be here. It's going to be a great show because it's leading up to leaving right here, going an hour and a half down the road for Raw in Columbus that Monday.
And it's been a long time since The Rock's been in town, maybe even Steve Austin. We don't know exactly who's going to be on the show. And once we try and nail down the card a little bit, we will, of course, let you know here and on the hotline.
You sure?
Positive.
What hotline?
285-0991.
The Wrestling Guys hotline?
The Wrestling Guys.
I heard about that.
It's a pretty good... You ought to do one sometime.
You think? Maybe I'll do one tomorrow.
Don't even. You say this and you don't.
No, you know why?
Why?
Because you change it at noon. You'll come up. Somebody got a sliver in their finger.
No.
Oh, I had to update
Marty,
the hotline.
the last time you did the hotline.
Yes.
And I had to come in and do a second update, whatever. That was when Gordon Soley died. That is perfectly.
That's what I said. Somebody has a sliver in their finger,
okay,
and you
Gordon
have to
Soley dies, sliver and finger. There's a little difference.
Julie,
there.
get us to a break. I need to talk to Shawn off the air. Once again, he's having a problem, and he can't really absorb it. Are you seeing my point here, Julie?
Yeah.
What?
Thank you very much. You're listening to the Tag Team Champions Talk
She's only being
Radio.
nice because it's your birthday.
That's right. Hey, birthday boy. Not boy, Jesus. Hey, we're the wrestling guys.
Buckeye Country 106.5.
Buckeye Country 106.5.
Back again, the wrestling guys, Shawn Stedham, Marty Adams, and the 69th Wonder of the World. Even though it's not official yet, we're all agreeing with it. We got to like it. And the Spanish Fly has casted his vote, so he cast his vote. So
yes, absolutely.
You got to like it. But we're brought to you by Dyer, Garofalo, Mann, and Schultz, the accident attorneys all over the Miami Valley. I don't care where you're at, Lima, Piqua, Dayton, Middletown, and I'm sure there's others.
Yes.
Call 1-800-INJURED anytime, day or night, 24 hours a day, free initial consultation.
You know, during that little montage of wrestlers and personalities you heard introing us back into the show, you heard Tori Wilson, who part of the WCW WCW 2000 bikini contest this past Monday, and Pamela Paulshock demanded to win that bikini contest backstage.
She was worried.
She demanded to be put over in the contest if she was going to be involved, and that's what they did. But the one thing I thought was kind of funny is you had Howard Stern's group, the Whack Pack, as the judges for the show on Monday, and of course you saw the bit with Beetlejuice and Jeff Jarrett and all of that. Monday morning, who did Howard Stern have on his show to promote wrestling on Monday night?
Who was it?
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
You know what, which was kind of funny because, and I led you into that, but a lot of people thinking because of what he had done, that his allegiance, because he had really been mainly WWF, different things, Rena Miro, I can go on, that maybe this would be something for the WCW to grasp onto. Oh, I guess he let them know right away that it wasn't going to be that way.
And, you had Howard Stern, WCW promoted it, and Howard Stern's Whack Pack is going to be on Nitro Monday night. And turn in Howard Stern on Monday, and there's Steve Austin.
Yeah, well, at least they showed up.
Yes, they did, unlike the ICP last night at Thunder.
You got it. Let's get back to the phone lines again. Line 2. Ref from Riverside, you've got the wrestling guys.
Hey, guys, what's happening?
Hey there, Ref.
Happy birthday, Marty.
Hey, thanks, buddy. Glad to hear it. I think I'm getting a little old here. It gets a little fuzzy. I have to look at Shawn.
I'm supposed to pass you this message. Joe just sent over an email. He said that he's got a birthday spanking for you when we get off the air.
I might like that.
From Joe?
Well, Julie might want to give me one, too.
That's Luscious Julie.
Luscious
Julie.
Okay, Luscious Julie. We'll put that one into the hopper.
You know, I want to get across to all the fans that didn't show up Saturday night at the OCW show in Fairborn. We do not have to put it with that big mouth, Dave Diamond, no more.
He's out of there, right?
He's out. We burned his manager license.
Yeah, they burned it right there in the ring. I saw it. Gone.
The new tag team champions is the CIA along with the Brawler.
Brawler's our manager, right?
Yeah, and we had a new guy started Saturday night, the Giggler, and people should come out and see this guy. He's hilarious. Plus,
Giggler?
He's a good wrestler. Yeah, the Giggler.
He'd be good for Jokers.
Yeah, we should bring him in Jokers. You know what? I'm going to talk about that for a minute, Ref. Young guy, been training for quite a while. First independent match, the kid nervous as hell, and went out there against a guy that is, who do you wrestle there, Ref? Mayhem. A lot larger in stature. The guy's been around a long time. Took him through, though, and a great match. A lot of people really appreciative of the match they did, and congratulations once again to the Giggler.
Yeah, I refereed that match, and I think I was a little bit more scared than he was because of Mayhem. He's a large man.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Big guy there.
Yeah, and I want to send a special shout-out to the Dr. Love, Stevie Hayes, and Dave Diamond, and the Commissioner Andrews. They all got down with a bad case of the flu.
Well, that'll happen to you when you hang out late at night at different places you shouldn't be there, Ref.
That's true, yeah.
So hopefully they've learned their lesson and they won't do that anymore.
Yeah, and we got a new job for Dave. He's going to be selling popcorn, tickets, and setting up chairs.
Well, that's very important for us.
Yeah, and that's something that he's probably very qualified to do, and we're happy that he's finally found his niche in professional wrestling.
Yeah, but this is only on one condition. He goes to the barber and get about 6 inches of that hair cut off.
And he'd still have about a foot on each side.
That's true, yeah.
Ref, thanks a lot for the phone
thanks
call.
for calling, Ref.
Okay,
Take care. 457-1065 if you want to hop on board. Ref, you just heard him hang up, so if you want to hop on board, take his place here on the show.
Hey, let's go to line 3. Hellraiser, you've got the wrestling guys.
Yeah, what's up with Raven helping
Taz?
Well, I think you're going to see them play off of their ECW connection. They tag teamed at the SmackDown tapings last night. You'll see Taz and Raven against Lawler and Jericho this Thursday on SmackDown. They had to bring in Raven in some way, and he's been sitting around for the last month collecting money for doing nothing. So, what better way than to get him involved and put him alongside of Taz?
Yeah. And where's the Big Show?
Big Chunky Butt.
Chunky Butt. He's Chunky Butt, too. Chunky Butt wants Mark Henry.
That's right.
Slimming down from Ultra Chunky Butt just to Chunky Butt.
He's becoming Chunky Butt Light.
He's Chunky Butt Light.
Big Show is down at Ohio Valley Wrestling. Actually, he was sent down there, and then he developed more back spasms. So really, he's not doing anything, but once he is healthy enough with the back to come back to wrestling, he's going to do a stint down there. The WWF not happy with Paul because of his conditioning, letting himself go, gaining the weight back. And so they basically sent him a warning, a call to Jesus that, hey, get yourself in shape, take this seriously, or we don't need you.
Hey, you can only have so many liposuctions. I mean, you can't go for weekly liposuction. So the guy had to do something, and he's notorious. He was notorious when he was in WCW, and it carried over. His work ethic is bad. The guy doesn't keep himself in shape. He doesn't practice. He shows up at the last minute for matches, and they don't have to tolerate that, and they're paying him big bucks, and they're not going to.
When do you think China and Eddie Guerrero will break up?
I don't know. It'll probably be spread out over a few pay-per-views.
Yeah, sure. I think it's going to take some time, too. You're working a lot of different angles in with that particular angle, so you have to have the timing of the Kurt Angle, Stephanie deal, probably, which is going to intermesh with Eddie, and, and then now with everything going on with Playboy, you don't want anything too sudden to happen, because that's where really the focus is with her, even though, WWF really doesn't care with their storylines, but they do care because of national exposure.
And this national exposure for China is going to continue over the next couple of months because she's got the autobiography coming out. So a lot is really on China's plate right now. So you're going to see her a lot, not just in Playboy, which you see a lot of when you look in the Playboy of China. But anyway, you're going to see a lot more.
She's a big girl, that's all you meant.
Very muscular, yes.
Yeah, she was always a big girl. She always kept herself in good physical condition.
Yeah, very cool interview. I know some people didn't like it Monday night on Raw, but those were genuine emotions you saw China display Monday night. She's had a very tough road to get to this point, and for somebody that has been called a dyke and called different, names and made fun of all her life, and then to come out and be, in Playboy, which, say what you want to about Playboy. I know some people are against it, but if you are considered beautiful enough to be in Playboy, for somebody that's had her upbringing and her background, it's an honor.
Yeah, she probably had a lot of traumatic experiences. You know how kids can be brutal with kids.
Absolutely.
And adults, for that matter. But, and she's done cosmetically. The first time we met her, her chin, obviously, just a little more masculine.
Right.
Always, a pretty girl, but just, needed some things, and now that's been a lot more refined, and the work that she has had done, and then with her own natural beauty, she's a good-looking girl.
And the jaw thing wasn't just cosmetic. She was also having some problems with her bite, too. So even though, it certainly helped, the bite was a problem, and so, that's part of the reason she had it done.
Hey, her friend who was in, Playboy, the other woman?
Which one?
You know who was in Playboy, WWF before
I don't know
her.
if they're friends, but yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, she's got her own comic book now.
Does she?
Yeah, so she's really doing well, and we're happy to hear it.
Yes, absolutely, and we wish her nothing but the best.
Yes, we do. What else you got, buddy?
Do you think Deborah would ever come back?
Yeah, she'll be back. She could be the one to hit Austin with the car for all we know.
Yeah, let's face it, Steve's, married to the puppies. Don't think that Steve's going on the road without them puppies being along. That girl knows the business. She's not going to let him out there running around.
No.
Where do you think they met?
Anything else?
No.
All right. Thanks a lot
for
the
thanks
phone
for
call.
calling in, man.
457-1065 is our phone number. Let's go back to what line?
Hey, let's go to line 4 this time. Nightmare Randy Kirby, the guy that doesn't feed us anymore. You've got the wrestling guys.
Well, I was going to ask you what you wanted next week, but, hey.
And it's Marty's birthday. I would have thought you would have had a cake or something in here for him.
It's Marty's birthday next week?
No, today.
He was too busy at the show. He was really tied up and girlfriend and getting married.
Job to the 420 twins?
No, he didn't. He didn't get a stomp down put on him this week.
No, I was too busy talking to Marty. I was hiding behind him.
That's easy. You and several other people.
Okay, I got a couple questions and one comment. I think if we're talking about nominations already for Caller of the Year, I think I got to nominate the Bink.
Well, you know, we're not taking caller of the year yet, so
They just happened to bring it up. Suicide was curious, really didn't know how it was done, so we had to educate him a little bit. But, you know, we'll keep that due in mind, and everybody else that's listening, it's starting to wind down to that time, and we're going to do something a little different this year.
And the one thing, too, and some of the other callers may get upset by this, but Spanish Fly was so dominant last year because he was the first caller really that was a character, you know, made himself a character and took it, you know, with the humor and everything. I don't know if he can repeat this year.
Well, it's going to be tough.
Gonna be very good. I don't see a dominant caller this year.
I see a lot of changes coming up this year. One of the things that we're going to try to do, too, and I don't want to leak too much, is we're going to try to do this live somewhere this year at an establishment somewhere, you know, food and fun and the Wrestling Guys Awards. So,
and big prizes.
Yes, and big prizes.
I think that there's a chance Fly might take it again this year if you could, you know, hook an IV up to a can or a bottle of hooch and then stick it in his arms.
Well, you know, we're getting down to the crunch time, and I think you're going to see the Fly, almost like George Bush and Al Gore, how, you know, they're going to really be, you know, hitting the road even more so than they have been as we get closer to election time. You know, I think Fly is really going to try and turn it on. Some of the other callers, too, and trying to influence some votes.
I don't know. I just think the Bink goes through hell every week trying to give some sort of response, and then boom.
He just gets no respect, does he?
It's like Rodney Dangerfield of the wrestling guys.
Yeah, it is. I feel bad about it. Now, Shawn laughs, and Julie laughs, Jobber used to laugh, but I'm the one that's really touched by it because I'm the emotional one here.
You're the one ordering the explosion, please.
No, I don't. Okay. You know me. You know how
Julia?
I am.
Didn't Marty order the explosion tonight? Didn't he look over at you and give you the sign when to blow up?
No.
I'm not going to say anything.
Thank you,
I
baby.
plead the fifth.
That's
I'm
right.
not going to say anything.
See what I mean? Don't try. You can't cause it.
If this wasn't your birthday, she would be ratting you out, and you know that.
No, she wouldn't. She likes me.
How old are you, Marty?
Now, let's go on, Randy. What else do you have, brother?
Pick a number between...
Randy, what else do you have?
Oh, I was going to guess you were 29.
No, that's it? Yeah, you're real close,
God.
Randy.
Yeah, real close,
now
Randy.
everybody's...
Okay,
What's the over-under on that?
I had to get a cheap cheer there somewhere, but...
And you got it, man.
It's like Mick Foley, you got your cheap pop for the night.
Exactly. My two questions are, do you guys remember a guy by the name of Eric Embry?
Yeah.
And, I had heard his career ended because of some sort of car accident, but I haven't heard anything about it since.
Neck injury. Back to the phone lines. Line 3 is the Cane swinging.